And I'm talking a little loud because the camera's right next to the AC vent, as you see right there. I'm going to install this, the RVAC silencer. Come on, let's go install it. All right, so got my helper here. The ruthless is here.
I'm the gopher, remember?
Yeah. So this thing comes pretty well made. Comes in a nice hard plastic. So this is your cover. This is what you're going to see actually up on the ceiling. That's what's going to replace this thing up here. So pretty much it's just going to go kind of like this. There's a little bit smaller footprint. They do make a plate that goes around it in case yours is too small. It'll fit better into it. What makes the difference is this piece here. You guys can see it. It's like a foam, okay? And the air gets forced into there. The air comes in through here, right? It gets silenced there on this part here. And there's more foam on this side here, which will be for your vents instead of these here. So it's going to help be more efficient and give you better sound. We're going to turn off the AC and we're going to check it out. But first, I downloaded an app that we can check the decibels. All right, so I got my app. This thing detects audio and it tells you how many decibels. So if I get it going, right now we're at 76 at this level here, 76. Realistically, let's say you come over here more, when you're away, you're still at 75 decibels. I don't have a fancy decibel reader, so we're using this. It'll do the job for now. And let's see what it's like after. So we tested it now. Now we'll test it after we're done and get to see what it's like. All right, so this does come with instructions and they're fairly easy to use. It kind of gives you step by step on how to do everything. Hopefully this video will help you, I won't say not read them, but help you do the same thing these instructions will tell you to do. Let's go through the part. So then obviously the instruction booklet comes, as you guys saw. So there's an electrostatic filter that it comes with. Living in it full time like we do, we clean these every couple months, probably should be more than that. So this filter is going to replace, you know, having to use these. Then you get all the hardware. You got all the screws that you're going to need to install the new unit. And then this tape. This tape is for AC because there's going to be a bunch of holes in there and some. We want to make it more efficient, so this is going to be part of that step. So of course, like we talked about before, you get your mounting base, have some foam there as well. You get your white, easy to wipe cover, which is similar surface as this, so it's going to make it a little easier, and again that'll go like that. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is remove these panels here. Then we're going to take the filters, which if you guys have taken these out before, sometimes they're a pain and you got to make sure you don't break the little clips that are up here. So you have the filter that runs the length of it, but the air only goes into one area. So we're going to fix that with this. All right, so now we got to locate all of our screws, which there's one here, one here, one here, and one here. So we have 4 screws that hold this thing up. Let me get my drill. Oh, of course, I forgot. Grand Design. A lot of these RV manufacturers use like a hex kind of. All right, so I have my trusty toolkit. I think I got it. So let's switch that out real quick. One, 2. All right, just like that, we have it out. And wow, that's pretty dirty right there. I'm going to clean that real quick. So this is good because now you can see how this stuff bleeds through here, right? This new silencer that we're installing is going to make this not happen. So let's go ahead and clean this up. Yeah, I would say that's pretty dirty. So even though we cleaned the filters, obviously no one takes this off to deep clean. Alright, I don't know if you guys can see this, but right there is showing you that you have to put it to the rear of the RV, right? So it says arrow to rear. So right there. So that means this goes like this. Because as you can see, all the air comes in over here where the wires are. But before we do that, you know, this is actually not bad. You might not need so much of that tape. I am going to put some here and over here, just to give it an extra, you know. So before I do anything, I want to ensure that this is going to fit right where the other one was. Yep, and they match perfectly. So look at that. It works great. So they give you extra screws. There's only 4 screws, as you saw with the old unit. This one gives you, I think it's 6. So it's kind of nice, so that way you have extra grip in there to keep it from, you know, all that air coming out in the rim. Here's the tape. It's aluminum sticky tape, right? So we're gonna take that and we're gonna put it just around certain areas in there. There's already some over here, but I think they forgot to put some in this corner. So I'm gonna get all the corners and then all the top for the whole thing. And then let me get some scissors. So I went ahead and what I did is I measured, and listen, I didn't use a tape measure, but I used the tape to measure with. So that's gonna give me the same distance that I need so that I can get that put in place. We got 3 corners because there's already one in there, so I'm gonna just cut 3 more, the same length, roughly. And if it's a little more, it's okay. Take our first one, and it's real simple, like a sticker. Take it off, and we'll put it in here. So as you can see right here, I put it up to the foam and to the metal, to the casing around it. So now let's take our next piece, and we're going to do this the same for all the different sides. So this one could be a little tricky because you have the bar that holds this to the AC unit up in the roof. All right, so you see in here, I put this piece of tape. Now I'm going to put a piece of tape here, but this is what I was talking about, where you have this bolts that kind of hold the whole thing together. It's real sticky, so you got to be careful going around this bolt so it doesn't stick somewhere else, and then you're kind of left with it not doing what it's supposed to. So all right, that's a pretty good fit there. So as you can see there, got it all put in place. There was a piece already here. I'm just going to put a piece in this corner here, and we're going to call it a day. I don't know if I want to put any more. I think we're pretty good. I might put one here just to make it good in that area. Let's do a little measurement here. Put it in the middle and work my way out. There we go. All right, so now we have it everywhere we need it. In the corners, up there. That'll give us a little more efficiency with the airflow. All right, now it's time to put on the base. Let me figure out what screws go here, and let's put that on now. All right, so going over the directions, you got 2 different size screws, 1 1/4 size and 3/4. 1 1/4 go into the front of the RV, and the 3/4 go in the rear. So make sure you follow that. I don't know why exactly they're doing that. It's got to be a reason, right? So I put it on loose so that I can put these other ones in. And if you're using a drill, make sure you put it on a low setting so you don't crack this from being too tight. All right, last screw. That's all there is, guys. It's so simple to do. And you get silencing here in the front and then in the rear. Oh, wait. Forgot the most important part. Filter. Guys, I briefly went over the directions. Make sure you go over the directions, because guess what? This should have been in there already. That's why they give you the longer screws in the front. 1 1/4 go into the front of the RV and the 3/4 go in the rear. So make sure you follow that. I don't know why exactly they're doing that. It's got to be a reason, right? You see it's got the bigger hole and it's got that part. So this piece, the plastic part, goes up, okay, with the filter side down. You see how it fits there? Pretty good. But you got to put it into these. Now you go ahead and tighten it up. So I kind of wish there was a way for this to make it easy for this filter to come off without having to take the screws off, but this is the way it is. So and then, you know, us obviously having this channel, trying to record when it's super hot out like this past summer, this is a great thing because it's going to lower the noise in the RV, and that way when I record it's not so bad. All right, so the vent openings here go to the rear of the RV, so it goes like that. I'm going to hand tighten this for now. All right, so there you go. So I'm gonna go turn this on now so we can see what it's gonna look like, or what it's gonna sound like. It's on. And listen, I wouldn't bet too much on this app because I don't know, I just picked one, so I don't even know if this is really good or not. So let's find out. So before we were getting like 80s or so, 70s. It's about 10 decibels difference. So that's not bad. I'd make, like, me hearing it, being in here now, it sounds way better. It doesn't sound as like white noisy, if that makes sense. So I think it does work. I don't know. I like it. It does feel, I got the vent going, so I could definitely feel a difference of the air coming, the airflow. So the airflow is way better than what it was. So it's more efficient. If anything, you're making your AC run more efficient, and it doesn't have to work as hard in the summer. And this was easy. Anyone can install this. It's very simple to do. So hopefully this video brought you some value and some help. With our channel, we're trying to show you these kind of videos along with our travel and RV living. So speaking of which, if you would like to see when I installed our Lippert auto leveling system, look at this link up here and check it out. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments if you guys would do this. Let me know if you have any questions. Also, RV Silencer, there'll be a link in the description. They sent us this to try it out, and I told them I wanted to do a video about it. If you guys are interested in buying one, there's a 10% discount code in the descriptions. Go check them out. Like I said, it's really well built, really thought out. So, hasta la próxima.